Talk about workplace safety at the workplace. The unfortunate accident keep happening because of the insufficient safety measures in the workplace. So, all the laws and the regulations related to the workplace safety have been strengthened. Making the safety workplaces for the workers are all up to society. Uh, so, um, so the workplace safety is the top priority for the companies. No, the business owners should be determined to develop this work safety measures and need to work on. The accident free to make the accident free workplaces is various. We can the various laws and regulations should be take place. The maintain the system and inspecting and safety training and ready communications are all important tools. Now, based on this, the companies and workers work as one and to prevent accident. Talk about Korea's health system. Korea's medical health system is the envy of the world. In most cases, you can get medical treatment that don't break the bank. So, so the people think nothing of the visiting the hospital even they have the light cold symptoms. On the contrast, most of the medical insurances are provided by the private companies. Uh, it has a much more medical price. Much it has more higher medical prices compared to Korea. So the Koreans who temporarily reside in the United States put off seeing the doctors and they just uh, count, rely on the over the counter medication. Now, if they need some serious treatments like getting under the surgery, they are likely to wait until they return to Korea. But there are some items that aren't covered by the insurance medical health insurance in Korea. I hope more and more items will be covered by health insurance. Talk about 뭐 예순신. Throughout history, Korea and Japan have had thriving exchanges, but they had several wars. The one of the examples that Japan invaded in Korea is the Imji War in 1592. Japanese troops marched on Joseon. That time, the Jola commandant in the Jola province, Ye Sun-shin, had several noted several victories in the naval battles against the Japanese troops. In doing so, he cut off the Japanese supply chains and changed the course of the war. In Myeongnyang, being outnumbered, he just destroyed 100 ships with 10 ships. Sadly, he died in the last battle. His loyalty, courage, and spirit, resolute spirit, still resonates with people these days. He is one of the most admired historical figure of all time in Korea. Talk about DIY hobby. DIY as a chauffeur doing yourself. Um, this is the furniture such, such as this is kind of a furniture that consumers resemble themselves. Recently, the time people stayed at home is getting increased due to COVID-19. So the hobbies that could be enjoyed at home is increased. So DIY becomes the hot trend. Now you can easily find the DIY products at the bookstore. Painting kits and model houses is good examples. In the model houses kits, there are paper, wires, wood, and plastics, and users cut them and pasted them to make the delicate small rooms. Uh, uh, you can have the quality time with your kids, and now you also get a pretty model house as a result. And if you add bulbs, you can make the cozy atmosphere. DIY products help the people to enjoy the pastime like this. Talk about the European trip, the experience. I traveled for a month through Eastern European countries with my three friends in their late 60s in 2016. We leased a small car and take turns driving and get around. Now we hadn't had enough research for the areas, and we couldn't speak friendly, so we had many difficulties. But we could finish our trips thanks to the locals. Mm, the rural areas that we see during the trips was the picturesque, and we envied the vast open fields and the way the natural environment has been preserved. Driving in the Aero Straight Road is also a fantastic experience. During the trips, we feel the release from the grinding routine, and the friendships between us had been also strengthened.